Thank you for joining us. For those of you that don't know me, I am Rochelle Paul. I'm the Director of Athletics, and I am joined here tonight by our head women's basketball coach, Mark Mitchell, and our head men's basketball coach, Shaheen Holloway. A couple of housekeeping items before we get started. Everybody's microphone is muted. The format of tonight's program, I'm going to start and do a little welcome. Then I'm going to turn it over to Coach Mitchell, who's going to provide a season preview to everyone. And then you will have an opportunity to ask questions to Coach Mitchell first, and then we will do the same with Coach Holloway, and you will have an opportunity to ask questions to Coach Holloway. In order for you to ask a question, if you scroll to the bottom of your screen, you will see a Q&A little icon there. That's how you will ask questions if you just type in the box. Anna Patingolo from our staff is also on, and she will be filtering the questions and posing the questions to the coaches. So without further ado, we will get started. Again, welcome and thank you so much for joining us. I first want to thank everyone who has joined us tonight, who has purchased season tickets this year. While we do not yet have fans in our arena, perhaps we will have fans towards the end of the year, but those of you that have purchased season tickets and have given a donation that directly impacts our student athletes is greatly appreciated now more than ever, as we are still in this uncharted territory of dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. Your support means more to us and our student athletes than ever before. So thank you so much to those of you who have already purchased your season tickets. If you have not yet purchased season tickets and you are interested in doing so, please feel free to check out our website. There's some information there. Or if you want to shoot myself or Anna Patingolo an email, we can send you all of the information. You'll get a nice little cute watch from home package if you purchase season tickets. So again, thank you so much to those who have done so. Again, I would also like to thank, I'm sure everyone already is aware of this, but if not, I would like to thank Tom McMahon for his lead gift in the Anatelli renovation project. And I would also like to thank everyone else who has supported the project thus far. The gym, as you all probably know, is currently under construction renovation. All of our home games this year are being played at NJCU, which is in Jersey City, right down the road from us. We are excited to open the new arena. It will be affectionately known as Run Baby Run Arena, in honor of the 1967-68 men's basketball team. So we are looking forward, while we likely will not play any games there this year, we are looking forward to a successful season in the new arena next year. Without further ado, well, one more thing, I apologize. All of our games, like I said, will be at NJCU this year. They will be all broadcast. All of our home men's and women's basketball games will be broadcast on our ESPN3 and ESPN Plus platforms. So if you don't have access to that, if you go on to ESPN.com, you can download the app on any smartphone or tablet, and you will be able to watch all of our games on the ESPN3 or ESPN Plus platform this year. And again, without further ado, I just want to commend our student athletes and our coaching staffs. This has been a challenging year, to say the least, since last March, when the MAC basketball tournament was cut short and ended early. For our student athletes, they have been resilient. They have shown a lot of tenacity over the last 9 months or so. So before we get started, I would just like to commend them and the men's and women's basketball coaching staff specifically on a job well done, so that we can have this basketball season and cheer on our Peacocks. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Mitchell. Coach, if you could just get us started and give us a little season preview about the squad and how we're looking this year.
I just want to say thanks for having me on this, and I want to echo your sentiments about thank you, everybody who's purchased season tickets and all of that stuff. My student athletes, we truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. As far as a season preview, we're a totally different team this year. We're really young. We brought in 6 freshmen this year. We have a couple of junior college transfers as well. So we have a different style of play. We're going to play a little bit. We used to play extremely fast, and we were small. We have a lot more size this year. So rebounding has been a key for us, and we're rebounding the ball a lot better than we have in the past couple of seasons. So we're really excited about that. We're had some growing pains early this season, the first few games, but we are growing from it and learning from it, and I think everyone is going to see a pretty different product February and March than they're seeing in December and January.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about your newcomers? There's a lot of new faces on the women's basketball team this year. Tell us a little bit about your freshmen and your transfer students.
Absolutely. I'll start with the freshmen. I said we have 6 new freshmen in, great kids. I have a young lady from New Zealand, Victoria, 6'1", post player, athletic, very athletic young lady. She plays, she can play inside, outside. Our two freshmen that we're really, really excited about, Sky Castro and Asia James. Both are, over 6 feet tall and very, very athletic and great kids. And they're doing a great job of rebounding the basketball for us. Rachel Cool, Taylor Abraham, and Gia Moore round out the 6 freshmen. We're just really excited about all of them and their growth. We have 2 junior college transfers who came in this year. Both of them played the point guard position. Binta Salau from Australia and Nikhil O'Neal. Both of them are, really quick, athletic guards. Binta is, offensively, she can do a little bit of everything. Can score at all 3 levels. Nikhil is one of the fastest kids I've ever coached, and plays defense with such tenacity. We love that. Our grad transfer, Jenna Clark she played at Fairleigh Dickinson University. We expect her to have some really big games for us offensively. She can really shoot the ball. So we're just really excited about all those newcomers. And like I said, I think you all will be happy with what you'll see later in the season.
Great, thanks. You've played 3 games already. You've got a game against a Big East opponent tomorrow afternoon. Can you talk a little bit about what you've seen thus far? What have been some of the challenges and what you look to improve on, and what have been some of the bright spots of the games that you've played thus far?
Yeah, sure. This COVID year has been extremely challenging for everyone. It's been different for us, not having a home gym, have to travel to go practice and things like that. It's been challenging, but we're not using it as any excuses. Actually, we're using it as motivation. What I've seen thus far out of our young kids, obviously they missed the summer program, but they're all listening and learning. And the one thing that we emphasize and stress this year is rebounding, because we've been out rebounded drastically in the last couple of years. So we will address that, and everybody's buying into that. So we are rebounding the ball a lot better. So we're really high on that. A little surprised that we're not shooting the ball a little bit better with some of the shooters on our team, with Kendrea Williams and Taya Thornton and Binta Salau and Jenna Clark. Thought we'd shoot the ball a little bit better, but it's early, knocking some of that rust off, and just really happy about the trajectory of the program.
Can you talk a little bit about what it's like? Obviously, it's a great thing that we don't have a home this year because it's under renovation, but about the challenges of not having a home, if you will, and how your student athletes are sort of responding to, practicing somewhere and having games elsewhere, and really do they understand that we will have a new gym and the excitement that comes with having a new arena to play in?
Yeah, everyone's excited about the new gym for next season, but the focus is this season, and we're kind of taking it like a chip on our shoulder. Like, well, nobody else has to deal with what we're dealing with, going to practicing somewhere and playing somewhere else. So they're really accepting the challenge and embracing it. And the mentality of the young ladies that we're coaching is tremendous. We're happy that, you know, no one's crying about, oh, we don't have this and we don't have that. They're actually embracing it and saying, hey, this is a good thing. We'll get to next year when next year comes. But we're just really happy that we're getting to play any games at all. And so we're really, really feel fortunate about that.
Anything else that you want to add, Coach, or we can turn it over to the Q&A portion. I'll turn it over to Anna for that.
Yeah, Anna. Yeah, please, Anna, go right ahead. Go right ahead, please.
All right. So first question, Coach. You have your redshirt seniors, Taya and Kendrea. They've obviously been with you for many years. How have they emerged as leaders, and how does that kind of set the pace for the rest of your team?
Yeah, I mean, you know, going through all this adversity, you know, not having a home gym and all of that stuff, they keep the focus on the focus. The focus is, you know, winning the conference championship and getting into the NCAA tournament. So, you know, Kendrea and Taya, Kendrea is more of a, I'll show you what you're supposed to do type of player, type of person. Taya is a much more vocal leader. She puts people in their place and things like that. So the two of them has really led this team and kind of brought everyone together and had the right mentality of going forward with this season.
All right, we have a question from the audience. We've seen some news about new recruits for the class of 21. What can you tell us about them?
Oh, yeah, they're three young ladies who are all mentally tough young ladies coming from good families. Winning is very, very important to them. Playing a team game is supremely important to them. None of them have a really big ego. So you know, Kayla Dawkins is a rebounding machine. And she's, you know, 5'11", 6 foot forward, who just has a knack for the ball, who rebounds the ball. Imani Felix is, you know, a young lady, a point guard from Sacramento, California, who she kind of plays the game like Taya Thornton plays the game. You know, plays with a tenacity. She can see the game at a different pace, a different speed than everyone else's, and kind of sees the next play before it happens. So she's a really cerebral player who can score the basketball at will. Talia Granley is an offensive juggernaut. I mean, she can really shoot the ball. She can score. She can get to the rim. Mid-range shot. Really good free throw shooter, and kind of plays with an attitude. Kind of plays with a little chip on her shoulder. You know, that grit and that toughness that I look for and that I like, that I embrace. I want kids like that who want to get out and just get after it and compete.
Thank you. Another question that we have, what are your thoughts, or talk a little bit about the new conference schedule format where you're playing a team Friday and Saturday instead of, you know, spread out across the season?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Again, we're just fortunate to have a season at all, and we understand that. We understand that we're playing back-to-back games Friday and Saturday against the same opponent with the same officials. So that's a little caveat as well. We have the same officials, so we understand that. It's just a mentality going into the game. You know, they're our opponent. That's the game that's on the schedule, and we're going out to win those games. So we're just you know, just excited to lace them up and get to go compete.
Coach, you said you brought in 6 freshmen. Did you get everybody that you wanted in this class this year? Are you happy with your freshman class?
Am I happy with the freshman class? Absolutely happy with them. You know, they're young and immature at times, and you know they're knuckleheads at times, and but these are some really good kids, and They want to win. They want to learn. There's a lot to learn at this level. Coming from high school, many of them were, pretty much the best player on their team at the time, or, best player on the floor at the time. And you get into this level, and everyone was very good, and everyone is very smart, and so they have a lot to learn. But we're extremely happy with them. Yes.
Another question, how can the non-conference games benefit those freshmen and team chemistry as you head into MAC play?
Yeah, those non-conference games are extremely important. Not having a summer program to have our kids and working them out and developing them and developing them with the other players to develop chemistry. So these non-conference games are extremely important to start building that chemistry going into conference play.
Last question for you, Coach. If anybody has any final questions, we'll have an open question and answer at the end of the event. But Coach, you're starting the season on the road at Niagara, a team that you played 3 times last year in 3 really close games. What are you expecting from the Purple Eagles this weekend?
Well, Jade is a extremely great coach, and her staff, they do a great job up there at Niagara. We pretty much expect, the same of what they've been doing in the past. Some of the same stuff that they run. They play really great, team defense in the half court. They do a really great job of that. So we're going to have to be on our P's and Q's. We're going to have to be mentally tough going on the road. We expect some of the same stuff, pretty close game again this year. I think that, we'll be on top on these games this year.
Great. Thank you, Coach Mitchell. Again, if anybody has any final questions for Coach, we'll have an open question and answer portion at the end of the event. Now I'm going to turn it back over to Rochelle, who is going to introduce Shaheen Holloway.
So now we will hear from our men's head coach, Shaheen Holloway. And again, Coach, I'll ask if you can just sort of preview the season and tell us a little bit about the squad and how we're looking this year.
Well, first of all, good evening, everyone. Appreciate everyone for joining us tonight. It's definitely an honor for me to be on here. I want to say thank you to all our supporters for men's and women's basketball and the whole athletic department. Really appreciate you guys, especially during these tough times. I heard from a lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of alumni this offseason and during the season, and I want to say thank you for your support, and we definitely appreciate it. We definitely need it. Getting to the season, just kind of echo what Coach Mitchell said. We just great. I'm grateful, and my team is grateful just to be playing. With everything that's going on, and a lot of teams canceling games and stuff like that. We just so happy just to be on the court, have opportunity to play the game that we love, and love the coach and love to play. As far as the players, got a couple of new faces, some old faces, some old faces. But we just a team that like I say every year, a team that's gonna go out there and give everything we got. We don't measure our season by wins and losses. We measure it by how our kids do on and off the court. I just want to say this. I'm very proud of my team. Last semester we had a 3.7. That in itself is big. So just want to continue the things that we started here when I first got the job.
Can you talk a little bit about your newcomers? There's 4 new faces on the men's basketball roster this year. Can you tell us a little bit about those guys? Yes.
Start with Marty Severe. Marty is from Worcester, Massachusetts. Went to Putnam Science, one of the best prep schools in the country. Very good kid, good basketball player. Right now, kind of out of shape. COVID really did a number on him as far as not being able to go out and being in quarantine. So we're looking forward to him to getting in great shape. And once he gets in great shape, I think he's going to have a chance to be a good player for us. I'm looking forward to him doing some very special things. He's a combo guard. Another freshman we brought in was Omar. We got Omar from the Patrick School, my old school. He's originally from the Sudan. 6'10", much needed size. Once again, he's another guy that COVID did a number on as far as He came in out of shape as a freshman. We had to wait to get him cleared. His papers wasn't really done, so he only been practicing for 2 weeks with us. Looking forward to him getting in shape because he has a great upside. He brings something that we didn't have. That's a low post scorer. We haven't had that in a while. Derek did good for us last year, but I think Omar got a chance when it's all said and done to be a very good basketball player for us. The next is a transfer, Noah. We got Noah from Murray State. Noah's also from Massachusetts. He didn't play much last year. Was a little homesick. Was getting to know this. I guess I want to say the culture at Murray State. So we're very fortunate to have him. He got his waiver to play this year. He's a quick point guard that brings a different dynamic that we had in a long time. Him and Matt Lee in the backcourt, we got a two-head monster. So I'm looking forward to him learning our system. And then the last is Taraji Brake. He's a fifth-year senior grad student, come from Division II, known as a shooter. We needed another shooter, losing Cam. Taraji so far has been good for us. He's coming off a big-time ankle injury, so he's kind of getting back in the swing of things. I think once he's healthy, he brings a different dynamic to our team because he's able to stretch the court just like Doug Edit. So those are our new 4 guys. Looking forward to them learning our system. It's kind of been a struggle for those guys to learn our system. We haven't had much practice time together as a team. Before the St. John's game, we only had 10 practices in. So right now we getting a chance to practice this week, which I was looking forward to. Just getting to know these guys and these guys getting to know me and the system. I think once those 4 guys get to know the system, I'm looking forward to some great things from them.
Coach, you've got 4 games under your belt right now. Big East opponents, Big Ten opponent, A-10 opponent. Can you talk a little bit about what you saw in those games and the bright spots that you saw, and then some of the things that you'd like to improve upon?
I wish I didn't have to play all those Big East and Big Ten and Atlantic 10. Jeez. Now, you know what? I look forward to those games. Those games that we schedule in the beginning of the year. I'm always going to schedule 2 or 3 of those games every year. It's a great opportunity for our kids, especially for the St. Peter's community. Being on national TV, getting our name out there. Those games was definitely the St. John's game. I'll start with that game. It was funny because I didn't know what to expect. Going into that game was 10 practices, and St. John's been practicing since July, and my guys went there and just competed, and we gave ourselves a chance to win. And like I tell my guys all the time, when we lose, it's on me. When we win, it's on them. I should have made some better decisions down the stretch to help us win that game because our guys played their tails off to put us in position. And I'm going to learn from it as a coach, and we're going to learn from it as a program. And next time we get a chance to win a game like that. Far as the LaSalle game, kids came out extremely hungry. Was disappointed with the night before with St. John's, and came out second half. I think we did a clinic on defense. It was beautiful to watch. And we ended up winning that game, which was a big game for us against a Big Ten opponent. Against a Atlantic 10 opponent. Then we came home and played in our new home gym, in JCU. Which I want to say, thank you to those guys, for extending their gym to us and having us, letting us play down there. We came in, and it's really tough missing the Peacock Nation. The fans behind us and the student body behind us. I really miss the swim team. Those my guys. I really, miss those guys. I really miss all our fans. But guys came in, played hard against a great Stony Brook team, had a great second half of defense, and we kind of turned the game around. And then, the Maryland game was a learning lesson for us. We took that game on a one-day prep. We played Stony Brook Tuesday. Wednesday morning, I got a call from Maryland, said that they wanted to play, which Wednesday was our day off. And then we ended up playing on Friday, so we had one day to prep. And if anybody know anything about me, I love to prep. Like, my team always is ready to play, and we well prepared. I don't think we was prepared to play that game. No excuses, because once we lace them up, we lace them up. I thought we played a little timid the first half. Second half, I thought we came back, played a little better. Not blaming anything on the referees, but when you get 50, almost 49 calls against you, it's hard to play any game. So, it was 58 fouls in the game, and I think 46 was against us. So, what you going to do? You learn from it. But it was a great opportunity for our guys, playing on national TV, and the learning lesson. It was a great film session too. I had a lot of fun with that film.
Coach, you talk about not having fans in the stands. What do you think the impact is on the student athletes? It's definitely a different experience for them as well. How do you think that they've responded to not having fans in the stands?
No, it's tough for my team because my team, like, my team is very funny. You know, I got some outgoing guys. I got a lot of guys who are very quiet. And right now, you know, your bench has to be like your biggest fans, right? So I'm trying to get my guys to be, you know, more outspoken because they really don't talk a lot. So not having fans kind of, you know, I think hurt us a little bit. But at the same time, you know, it doesn't matter. Like Coach Mitchell said, it is what it is at this point. Like you got to go out and generate your own energy. And our guys just got to learn. Like when we watch film, you know, sometimes when you play other people, you got to learn from them. I'm a big opponent of that. And when we play Maryland, you know, you should have seen their bench. It was unbelievable. I mean, those guys was up clapping and cheering the whole game. And I showed my guys that. And I said, this has got to be us. Like, we got to bring our own energy. And hopefully we can learn from that. But to answer your question, it's been tough. But this year's been tough. Like, I'm just happy that for us to just be out there playing, period.
Anything else you want to add, Coach, before we turn it over to the Q&A portion?
Yeah, I want to add, I want everybody on here to please watch the women's game tomorrow. They got a great opportunity to knock off a Big East team tomorrow in Seton Hall. So, you know, please, you know, watch that game. I think it's at 12 noon. You know, watch that game, you know, support them. You know, my guys are going to be supporting them all year. And this is what we got to do this year. And in a tough time like this, we all got to have each other's back and be there for each other. And, you know, I want everybody to go out and support the women's team tomorrow, even though we can't be there, but watching is would be big as well. So, you know, that's kind of on that point.
Thanks, Coach. We're going to turn over to questions now. Someone's asking, talk a little about the returners and the benefits of having them around when you have all those restrictions and limited practice time to start the season.
Well, it's a gift and a curse with some of them. But, you know, it's been great. You know, it's been great having 7 return guys. I'm leaning on these guys a lot. Like, these guys are playing a lot of minutes. And if you know me, especially watching me, my team last year, you know, I played 12 guys double-figure minutes. I want to get back to that. Right now, we're not at that point where I could do that with this team. But hopefully, and, you know, when conference play start, we get around January, you know, I could get to that point where I'm playing 11 guys double-figure minutes. But having those 7 guys right now it's been great. You know, those guys know me. They know the system. They know, you know, what to expect. I know what to expect from them. You know, and like those 7 guys, along with I don't want to single anybody out. 11 guys played their tails off these first 4 games. But those 7 guys, I asked a lot of them, and those guys went out there and competed as hard as anyone. I'm very proud of them. I'm proud that, you know, they all came back, and, you know, it's like we talk about basketball. We're not even talking about school yet, right? And you know, and the thing that these guys, and also the women's team, like, they don't have a social life. Like, they don't have, you know, their friends around. Family can't visit. Like, it's been really, really tough on these guys. And I'm very demanding. I'm asking a lot of them. I'm just so proud that these guys had answered the house call. Like, they've been great. Like, they've been doing everything I asked. And hopefully they continue to keep doing everything I asked as far as off the court to keep themselves safe so we can have a season. So I'm just so proud of those 7 guys for leading those other 4 guys to show them this is what St. Peter's men's basketball is all about, on and off the court.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Can you talk about the maturation of Matthew Lee, Darryl Banks, Casey Denefo, and also Fusini, Drame, and Dallas Watson thus far?
Oh, say that again? That got to be from Coach Jacobs. The maturation?
It was, yes.
Yeah, that's Coach Jacobs' question. I love him. You know what? Like, you see a different, I want to use the word, I hope everybody understands. I'm going to use a slang term. Like, you see the swag in these kids' game right now. Like, they are different. Like, those sophomores that was freshmen last year, they are a different group of guys. They play with a different set of confidence right now. Like, you can see the confidence in their game. And then with my juniors who were sophomores, you can see the confidence in their game with Dallas and Casey. Like, these 7 guys, the confidence in their game right now it's hard to explain. You have to watch it every single day in practice. Like these guys come in and I don't have to get on these guys. They understand this is what it is. So to answer your question, to answer Coach's question, their bodies is better, they eating better, they in the weight room going harder on the court, they're pushing the young guys. So then, to answer that question, man, I'm just so fortunate to have these 7 guys around.
From last year's team, who do you think has shown the most improvement on the court?
Wow, that's a tough question to ask. That's a loaded question too. I would say, I'm really proud of Dallas Watson, and I want to say this. Dallas, his freshman year played 28 minutes a game, right? Last year played 17 minutes. It's so easy for Dallas to whine and complain and maybe even transfer. But Dallas came into this season with a different mentality, and he's playing great for us. He's been our leader, So I would say Dallas, but also I gotta say Matt Lee, and I gotta say Fusini, and I gotta say Casey, and I gotta say Darryl, and I gotta say Hassan, I gotta say Doug. Like all those guys are better players than they was last year. My 4 new guys, we haven't had enough time together for me to get to know their game. I know them from high school when I recruited them, and from when we got Taraji, but haven't got a chance to see those guys really on the court excel the way I wanted them to excel. I know that they're going to be good down when the MAC start for us.
Coach Mitchell was asked a similar question, but can you talk a little bit about the COVID-19 format with playing the same team back-to-back nights, same refs, all that, and kind of how that affects your game prep going into those weekends?
Nope. You're not going to get me in trouble, and nope, I'm not going to talk about it. Nope. I'm gonna say this, okay? I'm not a big fan of it. I wasn't a big fan of it. I don't think we had to do it just based on the geographic of our league outside of the 2 teams from Buffalo, upstate New York, like Canisius and Niagara. Everybody else is a bus ride away, so I don't think there's any need for it. I'm not sure how it's going to look, and I'll be honest with you. Playing 2 games back-to-back, the same team, the same refs, especially with a few of the guys I got, who don't get along with referees too well. So, hopefully it works out. But like Coach Mitchell said, it is what it is. This is our season. We've got to play it. We're very fortunate and very blessed to be able to play these games. So let me say that first. I don't want to sound like I want to whine and say anything like my team, and I can speak for Coach Mitchell as well. We are very fortunate just to have the opportunity to play this game of basketball in these crazy times right now. So we're going to deal with it. We're going to go out there. We're going to compete. And we're going to try our best. But I'm not a big fan of it, just so you know. Okay.
Noted. Question from the audience. What are some of the adjustments that the newcomers are experiencing playing at this level?
Learn how to play hard every single day. Soon they walk in the gym. They have to understand it's competition. A lot of those guys, they have to do that at their high school. Coach Mitchell alluded to, like, they were the best players. So when you're the best players at your high school, you kind of, not that you don't play hard, but you kind of, I'm the best player, certain things get my way. These guys got to earn everything, especially with me. And I try to explain to a few of the new guys about the team. It's so funny because I told them, I said, some of my new guys are more talented than the other guys I have. But what's going to happen is your talent is not going to mean anything once that ball go up. Because these guys that's been here, they are starving, they are hungry. They're not letting you come in and taking their spot. So some of the new guys right now is having a culture shock because they can't understand why they are punching, but their punches is not landing. If anybody understand boxing, their punches are not landing right now. Like these older guys are not playing that game. They're like, I love you freshmen, but you're not coming here taking my spot. You ain't coming to take my playing time. And I think that's what makes a great team competition. So I would say there's a culture shock and understanding of when you lace them up for St. Peter's, every minute counts. And they kind of understand that right now as we go.
Someone wants to know, will full court defensive pressure be featured frequently in conference play?
Well, that's who we are. I mean, it's going to be, that's something that, I wanted to do when I first got here. I said that at my press conference. I think if you watch us, the first 4 games, you've seen that. You've seen us mixing it up. You've seen us playing, full court, man to man. That's who we are. We play a little zone, a matchup zone here and there, but for the most part, we have a man-to-man team. So to answer your question, yes. But I got to get those other 4 guys in better shape so we could play like that. I can't play like that with 7 guys. I don't want to wear them out.
For last question, then we're going to open it up to greater Q&A. Can you just talk the league overall and what you're going to see ahead in the MAC this year? I
don't know, Anna. To be honest with you, I don't know. With this deadly disease and this virus that's going on, you have no idea, man. Like, there's going to be some games canceled. There's going to be games that, played. And like, I might be calling a team that hasn't played in 2 weeks saying that's played with somebody else. Like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea what to expect. Overall, with the league, though, it's a great league. Got great coaches. Obviously, everyone knows we just added a Hall of Fame coach and Coach Pitino. As a league, that's exciting for us. On the men's and women's side, like the competition is like every night you got to bring it. Anybody could be anyone. So I think that's exciting. I think the overall, I would say on the men's side we lost a lot of older guys, but our young players was very good, and on the women's side as well. So I think it's going to be a lot of competition this year where, it could be anybody could be on the top, anybody could be in the middle, anybody could be at the bottom. So, just looking forward to a healthy season, hopefully a long season.
Great. Thank you, Coach. So we're opening it back up. If anybody has any questions for either head coach or for Rochelle about athletics in general, I
have a question for Coach Mitchell.
Go for it.
Coach.
Yo.
A lot of people, told me about you before I met you. What are some of the things that are some of your non-negotiables when it comes to your players and your coaching staff?
Time. I'm big on time. To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late, and to be late is unacceptable. I don't remember where I heard that. It must have been about 20 years ago. I heard that saying somewhere. So that's a non-negotiable for me. I can't stand lateness. And I just think that little things like being late to a shoot around, or being late to study hall, or being late to a practice, if it starts at 3:00, you shouldn't be walking in at 3:00. Oh, I'm here at 2:59. That's just not acceptable. That's not winning. That's not a winning mentality to me. So that's the first thing that pops in my head, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sha, a question for you. You had mentioned Coach Pitino over at Iona. Does that give you and the guys some extra incentive to beat the Gales this year?
Not at all. And I remember on my press conference, I'm not sure who it was. It was a young gentleman, during my press conference, asked me, was we going to beat Iona? And I said yes. And everybody's like, oh, that's a big statement, and it's big shoes. And then we beat them 3 times this year. So I'm not afraid of anyone. I respect Coach P. He's obviously being a part of his family, and it's in the family tree. I think it's great for the league to have someone like him. But I'm looking forward to, going up against some of his teams. They're going to be very well coached. They're going to be ready, but I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about St. Peter's.
Your roster's a little thin this year with 11 scholarships. Are you looking at any walk-ons to come aboard?
I got that question asked to me the other day, Anna. I got to be honest with you. I'm a little nervous. I'm nervous to have people that haven't been inside our bubble, right? So with that being said, yeah, we need some walk-ons because I need, some extra bodies. But I'm also looking to bring in a few guys next semester. two, at least one, maybe two. So, I think, if we get a chance to bring in one or two guys next semester, then having 13 guys, would be good. But it's hard to play 13 guys though. Geez, I mean, Coach Mitchell got to play 15 people. God bless him. He like, how you do that, I don't know. But I'm looking to add a few more guys for next semester to come in at the midway point.
Great, thank you, Coach. A question for Rochelle. Besides the renovation project with Gymnasium Talk, what other projects or initiatives do we have coming down the pipeline at St. Peter's Athletics?
There's a couple of things that need to be done at Jarashak. The dugouts, there was a storm earlier during the pandemic. The dugouts need some work, but really right now we are focusing on the Yanatelli project, which is a multi-phase, multi-year project that will impact all of our sports, all of our teams, our academic advising area, our locker room area. And that's really the priority of the department moving forward well into the future, if you will. Right now, it's just the gym area and the Hall of Fame area, but that entire building, for those of you that have been in it, know and understand that it definitely needs some renovation, and that's really the priority from a facility standpoint moving forward.
It needs some renovation, just a little bit.
It needs a lot of renovation.
Thanks, Rochelle. Mark, a question for you. There's going to be a lot of scheduling changes this season. Maybe one weekend you have to switch opponents. How do you prepare for that? And how do you prepare your players for that when you might have to change opponents on the fly?
It's just mentality. It's your mentality. You lace your sneakers up to play ball. Yes, you want to prepare for a particular opponent. Like for example, we're playing Seton Hall tomorrow. We really only have 1 day of preparation for that game, and Coach Shaw spoke about the 1 day prep for Maryland. It is what it is. I mean, you go into the game, you have a mentality. You have to focus on you. You need to focus on what do you do well at St. Peter's? Well, what is St. Peter's identity? So, we play a little less for this particular season. We're going to pay a little less attention to who we're playing. It's about what we have to do as a unit and as a team for us to be successful. So we're looking inward.
Great, thank you, Coach. A question for either coach. I know conference play starts this week, but you do have a break in December. Are there any additional out-of-conference games that you're looking to have between now and January?
Mark, you want to go ahead first?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're scheduled to play Fairleigh Dickinson University on December 22nd. They got the best of us last season. That just doesn't sit well with me, the way we lost that game. So we have a different team this year, a different mindset going into this season. So we're looking forward to that non-conference opponent.
For myself, we got St. Francis on the 23rd. I'm trying to add one more game. It's been really tough getting games, especially in this area. We were supposed to play Wagner. They canceled on us. FDU canceled on us. LIU canceled on us. So we trying to add one more game during that Christmas break. When, I don't know. But as of right now, on the 23rd, we got St. Francis. I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, we just signed that contract the other day. Yeah, St. Francis. Yeah.
Great, thank you guys. So we have time for one more question. Just Rochelle, if you could just give a general update on the MAC as we begin basketball season. We of course have our other sports. Can you just give a general update as to what we can expect in the spring semester for those teams?
Yes, I sure can. And I will tell you that, as I've been saying since March, fluid situation and things are changing every day. As of right now, all of our teams will be participating in competition in the spring semester. So we will have men's soccer, women's soccer, volleyball, cross country. Certainly men's and women's basketball will be continuing their season. Swimming and diving, indoor track and field, men's golf, baseball, and softball will all be competing in the spring, provided it is safe for our student athletes to do so. The NCAA, there are COVID testing requirements and standards for competition and participation in sport. There, for some of our indoor sports, with the rising cases as of late, there are some indoor capacity regulations and restrictions that we are all dealing with, in different states and different counties, certainly. So we are hopeful that our student athletes, all of our student athletes, will have an opportunity to compete for St. Peter's before the end of the year. But again, the situation is fluid. I don't want to sit here and say we are absolutely going to have seasons. We are trying extremely hard. My colleagues in the MAC, we meet regularly on the changing guidelines and how we can sort of manage and make adjustments so that we are giving our student athletes the experience that they came to St. Peter's for, and we're all working very hard to do so.
Great, thanks, Rochelle. So that is all the questions that we have for tonight. Again, thank you to Coach Mitchell and Coach Holloway for joining us. Thank you, Rochelle, for joining us. Thank you all for joining us for this season preview. We have an exciting season.
I had a question. I'm sorry.
Go for it,
I'm sorry to cut you off. And I had a question for Coach Shaw. That's a nice watch you got on, man. Where you get that from? I mean, that's grown man stuff right there, man. That's nice.
I used to work at a Big East school before I came to the MAC. Check was a little different then.
Oh, understood.
So, I mean, so no, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. But Anna, I have a closing statement though.
Go for it.
Coach Mark talked about, Coach Mitchell talked about all the adjustments that we have to make with not having our own gym and playing somewhere and practice somewhere. I just want to say, our administration, our AD, has done an unbelievable job of getting us opportunities to have these places to practice and play. It's been very tough, very hard. Because of COVID, a lot of places are closed down. You can't get in gyms. I just want to say, thank you to them and to her, especially because, I mean, countless hours of me getting on her about what we're going to do, what we're going to play at, what we're going to practice at, what we're going to do, what we're going to do, what we're going to do, what we're going to do. And, she done a great job, and her staff, you guys have done a great job of trying to make this as normal as possible for us.
Absolutely.
So I just want to say thank you, for that. You guys probably don't get to hear that as much, but you guys are doing an unbelievable job. And Rochelle, you and your staff are doing unbelievable. So thank you guys for the support you do for us and women's basketball. We definitely appreciate it. We know, trust me, I know I'm not easy to deal with. Coach Mitchell, he knows he's not easy to deal with. So we definitely appreciate all y'all,
True.
Especially because, but the reason why I say that, because these times are different. We get a lot of questions from parents, which is like sometimes we don't have the answer to. So the first person we try to turn to is you guys, and you guys have been unbelievable. So thank you so much for all your patience and your guidance through all this stuff.
Well, thank you, Coach. Yep. I appreciate those sentiments. It's been a challenge, but NJCU has been a great partner for us. They've got their own, I believe they sponsor 21 programs, and they've agreed to give us our competition, our home floor. We'll be streaming ESPN games there. I know the stream for the men's game against Stony Brook was a little bit choppy, and I assure you that will be better moving forward. And they've been great partners, and the men's and women's teams have been practicing at Marist High School just up the road, and it's not an ideal situation for anyone, but in these challenging times, I'm happy to have that place. And so thank you very much for mentioning that, Coach. I hope that everything has been good for the student athletes. And like I said, the priority of the athletics department always is to ensure that we are providing a quality experience to our student athletes. So while nothing that's happening these days is ideal for them, I do hope that it is a quality experience that they're having.
Just want to thank you guys. And Anna, thank you and to everyone who made this possible tonight, all the fans and people who tuned in today that came in. Thank you for your support. Please continue to keep supporting men's and women's basketball, all the sports at St. Peter's, but right now, men's and women's basketball. And tomorrow, 12 noon, everybody lock in. That's tune in. That's tune in. That's showing, the women Peacocks. And let's get this dub, Coach.
Absolutely. Let's get it. Thank you so much for everyone. Rochelle,
Thank you.
Anna, thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us, and we hope to see you in the fans in the coming months.
Thank you.
Stay well and stay healthy. Be
Take care.
safe.